or crossbow, that they have a better chance of winning. I do like the specs on the heavies, though. I do like the loadouts on the heavy. They're playing for their survivability. They're playing goo. They're playing their shields. I mean, the loadouts are all correct, in my opinion, and they need to play to those strengths, and they are. A perfect winch to pull one off the building. It's Kip almost out of the equation, but a quick dive from him, and it's just, yeah, you see my point now.
Yeah.
The two lights are just, look, like, there it is. There it is. Cool Girl with the repeater. Easy for her to get picks. She is a good player. But the coordination from Kip, Koi, and Angel from PTP is just too good for this team.
We saw all of your points, I think, at once in that fight. Great opening. The loadouts gave us an opportunity at the start of that fight, but it countered well by the Kip mesh. Was able to get PTP into that fight on the repeater of Cool Girl, who found a nice kill there at the end. A great example of what she's able to do on the repeater. But unfortunately, once they lost the space to play with, the space between themselves and the enemy to give Cool Girl those opportunities to frag out, then the fight felt like it was lost. So Atlas is starting out a little troublesome, but there are plenty of fights left to go.
I mean, plenty of fights, but how many of them go in favor of Atlas is the question. I mean, off of that fight, I think you have your prediction set for PTP, but maybe it'll change after map 1. Personally, I think they can win Bernal off rip.
Oh.
They've already got this cash box, you know, a third of the way done. They've already dropped it onto the bottom floor, and it looks like both shields are just going to be used to stick this. One glitch grenade, like that, shuts down everything. Both the heavies glitch. They have no way to stick this cash out, no shields, no nothing to play off of. And now they just have to rely on Cool Girl playing off the team, which is not the traditional placement for the medium. The medium can't be on their own, but here she is, having to play on her own, look for a pick on one of these lights because of how this team comp works.
Glitch doesn't stop the steal. Wasn't able to get around the wall and make contact there with the stealing player. So let's come down to a fight. But Cool Girl's already been picked off. Koi jumping on her and finding an opening kill that could get his cash out back in the favor of PTP. But still, we'll need to continue this fight. A lot of health to get through with two heavies left standing. Angel's Future doesn't connect, so it does go down. Angel runs in, finds one kill, and caps off the fight with another one. Actually, it's Koi that found the kill, but Angel very much assisting. So PTP get things back in order after losing command for just a moment.
And Atlas, that was a communication moment. They could have had that. It was two heavies versus two lights, right? And if one heavy just calms out, he's putting his mesh up, look at me. The other heavy who's playing his dome and has his life guaranteed can shoot at his teammate and help his teammate live just a little bit longer and even get the kill, converting it into a 2-on-1 where one of the heavies is starting his regen and the other heavy is half. And as a light, I don't know if you want to push into a heavy unless both of them are below half.
Oh, the two lights bravely did so. Koi and Angel on both sides of the heavy as well. It didn't give any easy lineups for the heavies to confirm a good RPG or land easy shots to chunk out the minimal health of the lights. But here we go. Cool Girl's finding some tags as Box 2 is under control of Atlas, but the advances of PTP aren't really necessary. Could still go C as it seems like PTP are expecting that, trying to play that angle off to the left side of Atlas over on the west angle, but right now Box is still in control. Okay, we're just taking a extended break right now, looking for heads around barriers.
I mean, PTP, they're just playing the hard meta game right now. I mean, they have a box down. They don't have to tap the vault. They can just play time. If 15 minutes were to expire right now in a single second, if we were to compress time together, they win the game. Yeah. They don't have to win. They have the win condition. They should just sit here, watch Atlas rotate the box, and take advantage of one of the moments that they're rotating the box and they're out of position, or they're rotating the box and one of them falls just a little bit behind. And there is Cool Girl not having a mesh, not having the support from the heavies to get taken out, and it's a snowball from there.
Oh, Wrecking Ball Kip dove in off a rooftop, through a window, and sent an RPG to the face of the last remaining Atlas player. Real nice from Kip, who we were a bit critical of earlier in the 3-on-3s we were watching at PTPs, but right there finding a lot of impact. And with the mesh shield, finding a lot of impact for his 2 lights. So really important game from Kip so far, looking very strong here in the semifinals, and it could be one of the bigger reasons why this PTP team advances now to the grand finals if they just win maybe one more fight, depending on how long this one gets drawn out.
We'll have to see. It is just Bernal right now. We have Fortune on the line next, but after this map, I don't know if we're making it all the way to Cis Horizon. We'll have to see what Atlas is capable of here, as they did show some good promise on that Cathedral box, especially the goo coming in from the heavies, that really showing up to give the opportunity for not only shield steal, but also deny those glitches with goo.
This high ground is so difficult to break, even with the goo grenades, but Kip watching from above. Koi playing off right now. They don't Kip playing together. Koi as the plan B in this situation, flanking around, looking for a pick. He's just spotted the barrier of Cool Girl, so watch AO Koi right now as he moves around to try and take Cool Girl out, who's got a deep sight line on the fight going on, but still will be stuck. So Atlas gain control of this cash out, and now we'll play off, but need to keep their lives. The mesh shield can only do so much against the advancement of AO Koi and Kip, who find a pick and now are looking to clean up the rest of Atlas. Joe Wosef will get back up and into the fight, but with his health down to a bar, he is not long for this world, and with just Black left standing, this should be a steal confirmed and a 2-0 for PTP.
And I mean, a nice attempt from Atlas to flip that box, but after they get chased through the building and into the mesh, you've just got to put damage down. Cool Girl needs to regroup with the team. And like I said, great damage, great picks individually from Cool Girl, but we're too far from the team. We need to have more impact in full team fights. And when one of the heavies goes down, we get that fib off, and we weren't fighting with them. We had a winch onto Kip through the shield and did nothing with it. Kip was pulled into the 2 heavies, and he did not die off the back of that winch, and that's a big issue right there. If they had Cool Girl there just a few seconds sooner, maybe 2-3 seconds sooner, there would have been so much more damage output. The lights couldn't have brawled in close range because there would have been 2 heavies and a repeater in their face, and it's just, I need to see Cool Girl with the team a bit more. And Joe and Black, I need them to be playing off their shields a little bit better if they're going to win this Fortune Stadium.
It did feel disjointed on the Atlas side, so they'll have to fix that going into Fortune Stadium. But I love as well on Bernal there how much PTP were playing patiently, not necessarily passive in the sense that it cost them anything. Yeah, they have control of the cash outs a couple of times. I think in both cash outs there, Atlas had control of the station at one point or another, but because of the patience and the lack of unnecessary aggression, like what we were seeing earlier from Kip, they were able to set up how they wanted to in those fights. And when the composition of Atlas, the double heavies playing around Cool Girl and her repeater, that requires a certain setup to be in a strong enough position to win enough fights to get those cash outs. And PTP did not let Atlas get comfortable in those setups. I mean, that's kind of where all the disjointedness of Atlas came from, was PTP countering them perfectly and being happy to play retake despite getting both plugs there on Bernal.
Yeah, and we'll see the same compositions here. So it looks like Atlas are lying their faith in this winch and mesh, and like I said, I need them to play off the shields better if they're going to win this. I mean, we saw great winches, we saw great pulls to get Kip isolated out of the fight, but never once did we see him get picked off once he was isolated. Every single time there was either a missing player for Atlas that wasn't there to deal damage, whether it was Black or Cool Girl. And we never saw more than just like, oh, shield me because I'm low HP. Just hold it, just hold it. I need to see some more proactive mesh usage. And I think if we just applied that right now to Atlas, they could take a box, maybe even take a map off of PTP, but arguably a wasted RPG from Kip. He's going to expose his position and fall off. Oh, never mind. Almost fall off the map and doesn't even make it to the gateway. Opening pick for Joe. Great winch, like I was saying, but now they need to capitalize off this. They need to group up in some capacity, and Cool Girl has her own pick. Everyone's split up on PTP now. Did we just reverse the team names or something? What's happening?
I don't know what Kip was doing, RPGing the zip line. When there is an impending fight, that's a nice kill from Angel. Looks like he'll be able to get out with his life, but yeah, weird start to this one. So Angel will get a revive off, but the plug has already come in for Atlas. So big fight win. Was able to, yeah, you're right. Isolate the members of PTP like PTP were doing to them on Bernal. So we have kind of switched the nameplates on either side of the overlay, and this is a nice, powerful position as well for Atlas to hold here with catch out A being this far in the corner of PTP. We're able to get over, so they're in a decent spot to find a way back in. So Atlas are not comfortable whatsoever, but hey, you've got time to set up, and you couldn't say that on Bernal.
I mean, every little thing they're doing right now is so right. I mean, yes, they lose the first pick to Aokoi, but they're playing so quiet before the engagement, and they're just looking for information. I mean, the positioning was great. They were all forced to be grouped up because they're playing inside, and still, what happens there? They don't play off the mesh or they don't play off the winch, and that's what needed to happen.
That time around, Kip had his RPG for the fight, and that was pretty darn impactful. A late winch comes out of Joe Wosif, but that just ends up exposing his position and wiping this late in the catch-out sequence. Should give the opening grab now the PTP, despite Atlas starting off strong. It was a good beginning for him, just couldn't close out this first cash-out.
I mean, PTP looking great to clean that up there. We saw Atlas fix their mistakes on that first fight, but now they need to fix their other mistakes, which is not playing off that winch and mesh hard enough. And there we go, using that mesh to get up. I need to see Joe up with them now, looking for a winch as Koi runs away, because they're actually a unit now. They're a team. It's what we were missing from the first map. They're actually sitting high ground, looking for information and playing as a team. Nobody's getting isolated. Nobody's sitting alone, except maybe Cool Girl, who drops in only after Black has confirmed that it's clear. This is the communication that I need from Atlas, and I need it to happen during the fight as well.
Oh, Black's the heavy playing away from the team at the moment, as Joe Wosif and Cool Girl playing around each other. Roof has been taken by Atlas. They're in a powerful spot that PTP will have to dislodge them from, and Gateway will set them up to play from across the God Zip. This is a decent spot to flank around box 2, but it's not the full strength PTP. They have to wait for Koi to join them, but he'll get up quickly. So full 3-on-3, a little bit of pepper put on both sides, but no real damage dealt.
Yeah, it's just a battle of attrition right now, a war of attrition as Kip and friends. I mean, PTP, like I said, they're sitting pretty. They don't have to do anything here. I've talked about the meta game a little bit that they could have done last game. They could have sat here for 15 minutes and done nothing and won. And that's what they're doing right now. They're sectioning off this side of the map. They're trying to play this area and create a wall of pressure, a wall of players to get information and keep them from pushing in. But as sometimes you just get the damage off and you just hit a really good shot, and that's exactly what they're going to dive in off of. They didn't have to dive in at all. They didn't have to go for that, but they just want to get the map over with. They want to qualify.
That was a valiant trade as well from Angel, with the light diving into the fray right there, setting up enough damage for Koi and Kip to chime in, and Kip as well confirmed a 1v1 win at the end of that fight too. That was Koi revving Angel while Kip was in a one-on-one, which could have brought the fight back for Atlas to a winnable position, but Kip confirms it. More great play from the heavy of PTP, and now they are in a great spot this time around to send themselves off to the finals of the LCQ. I was just a map ahead earlier.
I mean, box plugged, minute 45 on the clock now. This game either ends in a minute and 30, or we see Atlas shoot to the stars and really show some celestial skills here. Maybe even put them on benchmarks, because holy hell, they've got the opening pick. There is a trade, but Kip is so low, and look at these heavies go in. The aggression from Joe's so good, but he leaves the fight. Why is Joe leaving the fight?
It was separated for a moment there from Black, who was on low health, descending, trying to regroup at the bottom floor. But Joe Osif, upon losing Black to a descending elbow from Angel, if you didn't catch that live, that was an insane RKO from the skies. But Black, or Joe Osif rather, had to get out of there after being the last remaining. So PTP will win that initial engagement, but everyone is back up now for Atlas. So to give themselves one last gasp to stay alive here in the fight for the Throne Last Chance qualifier.
I mean, to be fair, if they go out now, top 8 is a respectable position. You're in the top 50% of teams in the tournament, but that's not where they want to end this run. They need another box. They need another map, and it looks like they're going to ride it here with a double shield. This is the play I want to see. Instantly redomed. He could get this flip, but there's no heals. Where are the heals from Cool Girl? She's off, getting her own mechanics fried as Koi and Kip just shred the rest of the team. It's, like I said, great mechanics, great individual opportunity. We're not together at all, and that will be the downfall of Atlas, crashing down from above. This spaceship has come to a crash landing as PTP have launched off to the grand finals. We've got